Hello, my name is Eva Javeri and welcome to JD Podcast. Today our guest is the sari man himself, Mr. Himanshu Verma. So Mr. Himanshu, what can you tell us about yourself?
I'm essentially an art and design curator, and I've been wearing the sari since 2006 now, hence kind of dubiously known as the sari man of India.
Yes.
That's just a short intro.
So how did you fall in love with the textile industry?
It all started way back in the early 2000s when I started wearing the saris.
Okay.
And it started with wearing very fun, very slinky, very pop saris, but slowly I gravitated more towards the Indian textiles and started learning about Indian textiles through the medium of saris.
Right.
And I think it's a never-ending romance that started then, and that's how I fell in love with the textile universe of India.
So when you drape a sari on yourself, right, how do you feel?
I think it feels great. It's a garment of self-awareness. It gives you a certain sense of elan. At the same time, it centers you, it roots you, and it's very beautiful. The paradoxes in the wearing a sari are really, really interesting.
Fair enough. So how do you define a sari and what does a sari mean to you?
Literally, the sari means, as the word implies, a garment that covers you from head to toe. पूरा आपको ढकता है वो.
Right.
So it's a metaphoric meaning. ये हो सकता है that it could be a garment which gets you in touch with yourself. It's a garment of self-awareness. And then the sari means a lot to me personally. It is a garment or a drape that has been part of my journey in many ways. A journey which involves textile, beauty, art, aesthetics, and Indian tradition.
Nice. So when you drape a sari, there are different techniques of draping a sari. So do you know the different draping techniques?
I know a few of them because there's about 108, and actually even more because in each region you find a new way of draping the sari, and then the individual identity of the wearer also comes in. So if you're a Gujarati and you wear a Gujarati style sari, then your mother will wear it differently from you, right? उस तरह से तो हजारों तरीके हैं साड़ी पहनने के. But the way I like to drape saris is inspired by a certain understanding of those regional drapes.
Right.
But very often I like to mix them and or invent drapes and be more inventive.
So which one is your favorite technique?
I think possibly my favorite is the Nawari sari draped and the lower part draped like a kashta or like a dhoti, and then on the upper part like a navy style. So that is a style I like a lot because it speaks of the convergence of the male and the female worlds, which I'm all about.
Nice. So do you self-design your sari?
Mostly, I don't really design saris. I design my own blouses, for example. But slowly, I am in the process of thinking about whether I like to design print saris or woven saris. So that's a very cool process. I largely wear the work of other designers and beyond.
Oh, that's amazing. What can you tell us about the Monsoon Festival about yours?
So the Monsoon Festival is a festival that started about 18 years ago. And now the next few years we're focusing mostly on Mumbai.
Okay.
And the Monsoon Festival celebrates how the season has been a very integral part of India's creative expression across the arts, from music to art to literature, and how as contemporary artists somehow we're missing that link. So the effort is to bring it back, and I'm actually working on the 2023 edition of the Monsoon Festival.
That's nice. How's the preparation going on?
Slow, but getting there. As the monsoon hits Mumbai, we'll speed up and present a new theme in Mumbai.
Nice. So what can you tell us about your London exhibition that's going to come soon?
I'm excited because I'm showing in this exhibition the offbeat sari at the Design Museum in London in May. And that's a very important exhibition globally which understands the contemporary outlook of the sari. And my work is being featured in a module called Identity and Resistance, which looks at how the sari is also being used as a political tool to define identity or to offer counter-cultural ideas. So I'm excited about showing my work then.
Oh, that's amazing. So in today's time, at least in India, people find it weird or obnoxious that men are wearing sari. So what's your take on that?
Very interesting question. So if we go back to textile history, we'll see that the sari was known as different terms across history. And the sari or the drape existed both for men and women. Sometimes it was a one-piece drape. Sometimes it was a two-piece drape. Men wear a two-piece drape, a dhuti and a prena. But in certain traditions, like in Kerala, even the females wear, even the women wear a two-piece sari.
Okay.
So that problematizes the whole concept of the sari and dhoti being insular, and I think the sari and dhoti are actually the same. So in fact, there should be no animosity or curiosity about a man wearing a sari today in India. But also in today's contemporary context, with the rise of gender-neutral fashion, people are really exploring their identity and how to express themselves through clothing. And for us as Indians, the sari can be a very important part of this game of gender-neutral clothing.
Right. That's very interesting, actually. What is the one piece of advice you would like to give our young budding designers?
Sure. I think it's important to be aware of our tradition, where we're coming from, and make conscious choices about where we should go. So I think you can choose not to be traditional, but it's important to know your tradition and to refute it. That is a sound way of looking at your design practice. And
Nice. So what is your say on self-identity as a man?
Self-identity as a man, I think we are all going towards this zone of non-binary definition of gender, which is what I subscribe to also. But I'm very clear that I'm a man. I don't cross-dress. I use the sari as a man.
Yes.
And yet at the same time, your gender is not a very important part of who you are, because finally, as one of my friends said, the soul has no gender.
Nice. So I just want to ask this one question, that in 2006, what struck you that you want to wear a sari?
It was a whim, and I was working on an exhibition which was looking at redefining masculinity in the urban Indian context. So I had also done a fair bit of research on clothing in India and how it evolved.
Okay.
And as a result, I was aware of how clothing had changed from Indian classical times to medieval times with the coming of the Sultanate and the Islamic dynasties, where stitched clothing was introduced, and then finally with the colonial context. So I was looking at this whole history and thinking about how could we redefine urban masculinity in India today.
Yeah.
And I thought, what better way than to drape a sari? And the first sari I wore was my mother's sari.
Okay.
And that's how it all started.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So when you started draping a sari on yourself, what was everybody around you? What was their opinion, or what was they thinking?
I get this question a lot. And I think I was mostly wearing it in a very art-oriented context. So it was very well received, the whole idea that I'm not trying to cross-dress, and that as a man I'm trying to reappropriate the sari.
Right.
So it was in a way very historic, and it was much appreciated. And I largely like to focus on the positives. There might be that occasional slight comment on the street or something, but I think most people are curious, and even if they're laughing at you or smirking at you, it just reveals their curiosity. There's no malice or mad feelings of hatred as such.
So in today's time, there are a lot of more designers and influencers who are, even wearing a sari, being a man, they're not cross-dressing, obviously.
True.
So what is your take on them? How do you feel when they're doing the same thing?
I think it's great. There's finally a large, widespread recognition that the sari is not just for women, which is something I've been talking about for a long time. But I'm very happy that now it's part of the mainstream, and how these influencers are suddenly now picking up their mother's saris or girlfriend saris and wearing them in a very masculine way. So I love that, because it's not cross-dressing. They're really making the sari their own.
Yeah.
And it's a phenomenal new movement.
Yeah. So in your entire journey, did you ever thought of opening a label or a boutique on a name where you just on a sari?
Not really, because I work on several different kinds of projects with art and design, and mostly caught up with a whole bunch of different creative things. So I haven't really thought about opening a label as such, but I do some random custom designing for friends and colleagues every now and then. It's a secret.
Oh my God, okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Himanshu Verma. We enjoyed talking to you. I think we got a good gist of the sari man that we always wanted to talk to. We got good ideas about how you started your journey and how it's going to go ahead. Definitely, it's going to be a lovely future.
Sure.
Yes. Anything that you want to say?
Thanks so much. It was lovely staffing my love for the sari.
Yes.
I hope we can do more of these.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you soon again.